London like you've never seen it. Hidden cultures and untold stories. You think you know London, the red buses, Big Ben, tea and crumpets. But beneath the tourist charm lies a city that's been burning, rebuilding, and reshaping itself for over 2,000 years, hiding secrets you were never meant to see. What if I told you that London has an illegal underworld more profitable than some countries, or that a medieval curse could still be determining the shape of the city? Or that the Queen's Guards, those stoic soldiers in red, were once part of a secret society with rituals darker than you'd ever imagine? This isn't just a city, it's a living paradox. And today, we're diving deep into the secret culture of London they don't want you to know about. London is not one city. It is 1,000 cities layered on top of one another. Beneath the sidewalks you stroll and the pubs you drink in, there is a subterranean maze. Old tunnels from the Roman Empire, abandoned Victorian postal lines, and sealed chambers that once held plague victims and secret rituals. In 2013, urban explorers discovered a forgotten chamber beneath the Thames that had Roman coins still scattered on the ground, untouched for centuries. But that was just the beginning. There are maps kept in private libraries and never digitized that detail a hidden city designed to mirror the constellations, built for reasons historians still argue over. Was it a code, a curse, or a warning? Some say the layout of London was never meant to be functional. It was symbolic, esoteric. In the 1500s, John Dee, Queen Elizabeth I's astrologer and occult advisor, mapped the city's ley lines, mystical energy paths that supposedly carry the spiritual current of the earth. His notes, written in a strange combination of Latin, alchemical symbols, and Hebrew, speak of a grand design, one that connects St. Paul's Cathedral, the Tower of London, and Westminster Abbey like points on a pentagram. Coincidence? Or did a secret society architect London's landmarks with rituals in mind? Today, conspiracy theorists, historians, and even rogue archaeologists debate the true origins of London's layout. But what they all agree on is that too many coincidences stack up for it to be accidental. Even the language of the city hides secrets. Cockney rhyming slang, born in the East End, was more than a quirky dialect. It was code. During the 1800s, when police surveillance and class warfare intensified, working-class Londoners needed a way to communicate in plain sight without being understood. Apples and pears meant stairs. Dog and bone meant phone. But it went deeper. There were phrases used only at specific hours in certain boroughs that hinted at illegal deals, underground meetings, and rebellion plans. During the World Wars, some say MI5 recruited Cockney speakers to intercept and decode underground resistance chatter, because even the most experienced cryptographers couldn't untangle the rhythm of the slang without immersion. But culture in London isn't just hidden in its past. It mutates, evolves, and often rebels against itself. Let's take grime music. Born out of the concrete towers of East London in the early 2000s. At first glance, it was just another genre. But grime was a roar, a scream from forgotten boroughs, a sonic revolt against gentrification, policing, and systemic silence. And yet, within a decade, it was being played at royal events. The same voices once banned from radio stations were now celebrated on BBC airwaves. Skepta, Stormzy, and DZ Rascal didn't just rise, they dragged their boroughs into the spotlight with them. But behind every rise is resistance. Borough councils tried to shut down grime raves, citing safety. Clubs were raided, venues blacklisted. Still, the culture endured, thriving in pirate radio, rooftop freestyles, and the cracked screens of burner phones. London doesn't just absorb rebellion, it wears it like a badge. Let's talk fashion. You think Paris sets trends? Look at Shoreditch, look at Camden. In these boroughs, thrifted jackets become Fashion Week staples. Mohawks walk beside powdered wigs in ironic resurrections of 18th century nobility. Vintage is not a style, it's a political statement. Punk didn't just happen here, it was born here. Malcolm McLaren and Vivienne Westwood's Sex Boutique on King's Road didn't just sell clothes, it staged a revolution. clothes that screamed against monarchy, conformity, and capitalism. Even today, London's street fashion whispers rebellion. Hijabis with gold grills, bankers in neon Crocs. The city is a catwalk where class, ethnicity, and identity clash and recombine hourly. Even food here has secrets. Forget fish and chips. The real taste of London is in its immigrant kitchens. In Brick Lane's late-night curry houses, in the halal fried chicken joints of Brixton, and in the back-alley Eritrean cafes with no name. The entire world feeds this city, often without recognition. The East India Company may have colonized half the globe, but now the descendants of those nations season the streets with their revenge. Every bite tells a story of displacement, resilience, and quiet triumph. London's drinking culture? It's not just pints at the pub. There are gin dens hidden behind barber shops, whiskey libraries where you speak a password to enter, Edwardian wine clubs still operating under gaslight where the elite whisper deals that make headlines months later. Some say MI6 still uses certain pubs near Vauxhall for dead drops. In a city where 5,000 pubs have shut down in the last 2 decades, the ones that survive often do so because they've adapted or hidden themselves entirely. Even love is coded differently in London, from clandestine LGBTQ+ speakeasies operating under Victorian-era sodomy laws to modern queer raves reclaiming the spaces once used to criminalize them. London's romance has always been radical. Soho's history is painted in lipstick and blood. The very streets that once hosted the secret affairs of Oscar Wilde now echo with drag queens, reciting Shakespeare in alleyways, and while tourists flock to Buckingham Palace for a glimpse of royal tradition, few notice the graffiti near Elephant and Castle that tells another story of a prince who escaped, a rebellion that nearly succeeded, and a bloodline that some claim was quietly erased from history. London guards its myths behind velvet ropes and marble statues, but its true culture lives in whispers, alleyways, playlists, takeout boxes, and protest signs. So the next time you step into a red double-decker or pose by Big Ben, remember, you are standing on a map of contradictions, of revolutions and rituals, of silenced voices and loud art. London isn't just a city, it's a spell, and once it's cast on you, you'll never see it the same way again.